Now to a CBS 4 I-Team investigation. Tonight our story is about a potential threat to your safety, your security, and your privacy.
The CBS 4 I-Team discovered a device touted by its inventor as a way to save you the hassles of flying. The device is said to be convenient, will save you time when you're trying to fly. But CBS 4 I-Team investigator Stephen Stock found out the convenience comes with a big price, and we're not talking about dollars. We're talking about your rights.
Flying today can be stressful, inconvenient, and downright difficult. The crowds, the lines, the hassles, the lost luggage. But what if there was a way to make it all easier? What if you had one device, say a bracelet, that carried all of your flight information and could even track your luggage?
The bracelets would take the place of boarding tickets. It would also work as a GPS to track air travelers and their luggage.
Jeffrey Denning is a former U.S. Air Marshal. He says you would use this bracelet in place of a boarding pass, but the government would use it for something else.
And here's the shocking part, no pun intended. If the passenger acts up, it would shock and immobilize them.
That's right. If the flight crew decides that you're getting out of control or posing a threat, they could simply press a button, shocking and incapacitating you.
I guess the design was for any air passengers who would become a terrorist or be a terrorist.
These electronic coded bracelets.
We found this demonstration video about this potential bracelet on the website of the Canadian company that claims to be the contractor for research and development of this technology.
The electromuscular disruption signal overrides the attacker's central nervous system and will render even the most elite and aggressive terrorist completely immobile for several minutes.
In fact, according to this patent application from August 2005, the inventor describes the bracelet as a, quote, remotely activatable electric shock device on each of the passengers on an airplane. The I-Team's partners at CBS 2 in Chicago tracked down the man who says he invented this bracelet and made the demonstration video. The inventor does not want his name used. He told us that he created what he calls the safety bracelet with the intention of preventing an armed hijacking to avoid another 9/11. He believes the bracelet would not be misused on innocent passengers, and he confirms he created the bracelet to track passengers and their luggage.
Well, it's so silly on so many levels, it's hard to know where to start.
Barry Steinhardt is the director of the Technology Delivery Program for the American Civil Liberties Union in Washington, D.C.
There is no level of threat here that justifies anything like this.
But apparently someone in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Science and Technology Directorate thought this idea was at least worth considering. These two letters sent from DHS to the inventor back in 2006 state, quote, "We have been interested in the reusable security bracelet idea you told me about, and it is conceivable to envision a use to improve air security on passenger planes."
When you got this letter, what was your first reaction?
You can't do that. We're America.
Jeffrey Denning now owns his own security firm outside Chicago and is a security analyst and blogger for the Washington Times. Denning first obtained the DHS letters and passed them on to the CBS 4 I-Team.
It's in essence binding them with fetters and chains, putting an electronic handcuff on them, and then shocking them like a dog if they get out of line.
That whole proposition was never part of the original proposal to us.
In a telephone interview, John Verico, a spokesman for DHS's Security and Technology Directorate, denies that anyone in his office ever considered these bracelets for use on general aviation passengers.
The only use or any proposal that we had ever received was to use it in transporting prisoners.
If this thing has any life still left in it, I guarantee you I'll take care of it.
Republican Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, who serves on the House Transportation Committee and its Aviation Subcommittee, believes that even the idea that anyone would consider using these bracelets on regular passengers crosses the line.
But this is an option that's obviously a lot more suitable for either dangerous animals or for dangerous prisoners, not for normal flying customers.
You served in the Air Marshal Service for 3 years. Is it off the wall, inconceivable that this would actually be seriously considered?
At first, I think, no. But then again, I've worked for 3 years for the TSA as a federal air marshal, and I've seen some outrageous things. And so I wouldn't put it past them.
We discover that there has been a lot of chat on the web about this bracelet idea, and there have even been death threats against some of the major players involved in this story. As for his part, Jeffrey Denning says he quit the U.S. Air Marshal Service because of, quote, gross mismanagement. Guys?
It's fascinating, Stephen. Now, this bracelet, would it be impossible to take off?
Well, that's one of the critics' contention, that you could, if you were a bad guy, you could just pull it all off, and so only innocent people would be affected.
And it would probably take them forever to figure out who it is that they have to shock.
Absolutely, and people could be shocked in the meantime.
Unbelievable.
All right, thanks, Stephen.
You bet.